Hey guys, welcome to episode 191 of The Cat Lady. My name is Andrea, also known as The Cat Lady. That's two T's, C-A-T-T, which stands for Craft All the Things. I am primarily a knitting YouTube channel, but also do crochet. I do a lot of crochet. I do some spinning, sewing, and everything in between. So I have a circular sock machine that I like to work on. I have a weaving, a 3D printed weaving loom that I haven't touched. But I have my little pin loom that I've been working on, and I just always working on something. And now I'm at the point where it's like I have too many things to work on and sometimes just don't do anything. Anyways, if you are new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. I hope you like what I see. Please like and subscribe and share and whatever if you like what you are seeing. I am not a heavily edited or scripted or put together channel. It's just me hanging out and chatting. I record clips throughout the week and then post on Fridays typically. Sometimes they don't go up till Saturday, but I still have to do the notes for last week, but usually all the notes are down below. Anything that I talk about or any links that I reference should be down below. If you don't see something like last week's episode I still haven't posted, there's most likely it's something I talked about the week before, so you can find them, or you can message me, or you can put a comment, etc. I try very hard to reply to everyone's comments, and sometimes it's a little late, but I try really hard to reply to everyone's comments. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and watching again and again. If you want to follow me on social media, I am the Cat Lady on Instagram and Facebook. I have Facebook group, whatever. I'm on Ravelry as the Cat Lady, but I do try to update all my Ravelry projects. Try. So any yarn, hook, needle information usually I put in Ravelry, so you can check me out there. We have a Discord server as well that we chat on. It's a little slow lately. I've not been super chatty. I just think the mood and the time of year is just like we're all just surviving. I'm recording in Michigan. I live with my husband and 2 kids and a cat, so that is my spiel. So welcome back. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, and are ready to do it all over again. I have not done a ton, but I have a few things I can share. I don't remember if I showed, it doesn't matter if I did or not, they all look the same, but I don't know if I showed that I did a few more squares. Usually when I finish the squares, I put them away. I think I showed you these ones already though, so I got a few more black squares that need to go back and go in my weaving pile for my placemats that I'm making. I'm making squares on the Zoom Loom with Fiber Dog fibers. It is hand processed, hand spun, like sheep to yarn, the purest form. She buys fleeces, she processes them all herself. She cards and spins and dyes and everything, so it's really cool. So that was, and I have some with colors in it, and it's like black with splotches of color, and then all black, and they're going to alternate into just like a placemat. And I did find a drawing. I don't know what I did with it. I think it's in my notebook. I did find a drawing of what I did. I think maybe I was going to make them even bigger than what I wrote out here. 1, 2, maybe not. Maybe it was the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think this is the placemat drawing. So just going to be an alternating. The colored spots will be the black ones, and then the other ones will be the flecks of color. So working on that. Oh, that's something I worked on that I was random. So I'm working on I pulled out, we were watching a movie. What were we watching? Oh, we watched my kids like My Hero Academia, which is an anime, and they had a couple movies, and so we watched the other movies, and there was a third movie we hadn't watched. Well, Jim found it in the library, so then last Friday or something, we decided to watch it, and it was freezing. I don't know, it was just really cold. So I'm like, I need a blanket. So, I just picked up this blanket that still had this pink one on the needles. So I did, while we watched the movie, I did finish the pink one, I did the striped one, and I did this one. Oh, and this makes me want to dye yarn again. So I was dyeing yarn for a couple years, and I'm just not super business savvy. So, I still don't exactly know where I'm going, but I did enjoy it. But oh my, this is a hand dyed, but this yarn is so soft. This is the super soft, possumly soft merino. It's like a 19 micron merino, and it's like super soft. So knitting this up, I'm like, oh, I want to dye more of this stuff. So I really like it. It's a 2-ply, but it's like super silky soft. But it's 100% merino. Oh, super wash. So anyways, that made me sentimental. So got some blanket squares done. I'm almost to this weird wonky one. I'm hoping it's gonna like cinch it up a little. That's that. Throwing yarn everywhere. Still throwing yarn everywhere. Now, this is the year of whips, right? This is the year of finishing my whips. Blanket doesn't count as a whip. Weaving squares doesn't really count as a whip either, because those are like super long term. So I'm not gonna like stop myself from making anything, because those are really long term. However, I told myself I was not going to work on anything crochet related until my Very Vero was done. Well, I lied. I just needed an instant gratification project. So Sandwich Stitches on Instagram and Ravelry. I had bought this pattern on Etsy like in January, so like a month ago. She had a sale or something, so I bought this pattern that I'm gonna show you in a minute, and I bought the Purr Burger, which I really need to make, but it's like this little cat hamburger. You make all the pieces and you make a little cat hamburger. So it was like super cute. I bought both of those on Etsy. Well, then she comes on Instagram like recently, just like last week, and she's like, oh, pick a free pattern for my Ravelry. And I just like totally spaced out and forgot that that I bought Purr Burger already, but it wasn't in my Ravelry, library. So I double checked. I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't buy it. So I used that as my free purchase. And I'm like, well, that was dumb. And I kind of commented on her Instagram. She's like, oh, like if you let me know, I can send you, I would have sent it to you for Ravelry. She offered to send me another pattern, but I felt guilty. So I didn't request another pattern because I already got, it was my fault. I screwed up and requested a pattern I already had. But so she sent that to so now that's in my Ravelry, but she sent me the other pattern to my Ravelry too. But they're little music note coasters. I used cotton yarn. Which I don't know if she used cotton yarn or not, but I thought for a coaster it should be cotton. I don't even know if they're gonna be used as coasters. I just thought they were cute. They're called Noteworthy coasters. They're not I think what happened, so they're not entirely square. Now if I was to pin them out, maybe I could get them a little more squarish. But this is my first time doing tapestry crochet, whereas you're, using 2 colors. So that was interesting. And I did a different method for carrying the yarn. So I did more almost like kind of floats, since the back's not really meant to be seen. So instead of just kind of hiding, because like when you're knitting or crocheting on the wrong side, if you just hold the yarn and carry it, you're gonna see it pop out in the front. And with something as contrasty as black and white, it was just gonna be super obvious. So I Googled that and got this. So it looks funky on the back, but that's fine. And I also learned a crab stitch, which is this reverse signal crochet, which was actually really hard on my wrist, but on my hands. But it looks really cool. It's kind of gives it this like kind of raised edge. But I used a size F hook, and this is worsted weight cotton. And the pattern called for DK on an E, I believe. So I feel like it was tight. So it was a little hard on my hands. But I also feel like it's nice and sturdy for a coaster. Because I thought, well, I could get a backing on here, but I don't even think I need one. It's pretty thick. It's almost like double thick, because you got 2 layers of yarn in most spots, because the black and white yarn is traveling back and forth throughout the whole thing. So we got our 1/8 notes and our 1/4 notes. I did also think if I could come up with a 3rd one, so either maybe like a single 1/8 note, so you get the 1/4 note with the flag on it, or a 1/2 note if you took out the center here. But if I did a 3rd one, I could make some kind of like wall hanging, so it'd be 3. So I don't know. It was a cute pattern. I had stumbled across her again, obviously, and thought, oh, I should make those. So that's what I did. And that was my like instant gratification crochet project. And then I picked this one back up again, and I'm stuck now. So I'm on the Very Vero, I'm on the sleeve, and I'm out of the green yarn. So I plan on going to Joann's today. So I'm out. So I'm as far as I can get. There's my marker, so I only did a couple rows, but as far as I can go. I did end up joining in the other green that I had just to see, and it's going to drive me nuts if I do that, so I can't do that. I believe this is the ocean colorway. It's not that one, and that one's Patagonia or something like that. So I'm going to go to Joann's today, pick up a skein of ocean, and I should be good to go. And then I just got to slog away on the sleeves. It's not hard. It's just like all the yarn tangling. Oh, and so I have another skein of purple, but I'm almost out of the purple too. So, but I have purple here. Here, I already have it. Purple, color purple. So, and I should have plenty of pink. I better have plenty of pink. This is the second skein of pink. So, all right, and that's in the fat cat bag. So yeah, nothing new, nothing new. It's all the same old stuff. Last week oh, one more thing. I did not get to my sock machine yet, but I did get my yarn did not come on Saturday. So when I recorded last, I'm like, oh, I hope my yarn comes on Saturday so that I can work on it over the weekend. It did not. It came on Monday. So I have not had a chance. Today is Wednesday. So, but I got 2 out of the 3. The other one's hopefully coming today. She accidentally forgot one, which is fine. She sent it out right away. So this is Titicaca Active Super Garden Active Yarn, 400 grams cone. So it'll come up in a fun stripey pattern that is like pinks and blues. And then that was more for me really. And then we have denim, which was kind of more for Jim, but of course there's enough to make for everybody. So that is the denim colorway. And again, it's going to be like stripey kind of faux Fair Isle looking. And then I have one more called Lima coming, which I think has orange in it. And then this is the biggest. This was the biggest reason why I ordered. I haven't opened it yet. But this is Lycra. So this is like a elasticy type thread. And I got tan because it was kind of recommended to blend in the best with more colors. So, but yes, it is super thin and stretchy. So it is definitely a thin and stretchy stuff. So I am nervous to use it, but hoping I like it. So I got lots of that. And then I got this bar, which actually I'm getting another one, and I'll show you too when I get it. But Andy, the knittress, is so sweet. We were talking about Lycra bars, and she has a 3D printer, and she's like, she was playing around with 3D printing her own Lycra bars. So she made one for me, and it's purple to match my machine. I'm super excited. She actually says she has one of these, and over time it wears through the Lycra, like rubs, and like wears through this rubber grommet. So it potentially will not do that with the plastic one. But in the meantime, I have this one. So this just like hangs off so what your machine has two feeders. It kind of comes in like a Y, but the Lycra really needs to come in on its own so it doesn't get tangled. So this one just, you stick it into one of the holes that feeds the yarn. So you have two, like a Y shaped. So this one sticks out. So then you'd have just that extra length of space. So that's what that's for. And I did not pay for that. So that was very nice of her to include it into my package because I was not charged for it. So, and that's it. That was from CSM Supplies. So I have things to play with. But like I said in the intro, I have so many things to work on. We've kind of discussed this recently. We've called it choice paralysis. And it's like you have so many things you can do that you just don't know what to do and you just don't do anything. And that seems to be the trend lately. But I also have piano, and like on top of that, it's like I have piano and I have treadmill and like, yeah, it's definitely a choice paralysis. And I have to like will myself to sit down and practice. I love piano, I do love it, but I have to will myself to sit down and practice because nobody likes practicing things. You know, because I'm practicing things that I don't necessarily love. I don't sound like I'm just sitting down and playing all my favorite stuff. I'm like doing scales and doing hand exercises and doing songs that I don't love, but I need to practice because it's building my skill set. So, and then the treadmill I absolutely hate, and it takes an hour of my time because I'm not a fast walker and I can't run. I kind of wish I could just run because I feel like I could get it done faster, but I can't because it's bad for my knees, and I've hurt my knees too many times running, so I can't. And when I get on the treadmill, I can only walk a certain speed before I'm just like gonna fly off. And trust me, yeah, I've tried. So, yeah, so it takes me I have to allow myself an hour for the treadmill. So but I've been doing it, and I'm on day 25 of 25 days of actual walking. So that's good. I do feel like my knees feel a little better. So, cause like sometimes when I walk up the stairs, my knees would bother me. I feel like it's a little less bothersome. I'm still like expecting to feel that pain a little bit when I go up the stairs, and sometimes I don't. So yeah, I'm still very cautious, but maybe it's helping. I'm sure it's not hurting. It's not hurting, that's for sure. I don't think. So that's all I have for today. It's Wednesday. I'm gonna go meet my friend for brunch, like now. So that'll be fun. And then, Saturday, Jim and I had a date night. We're doing another date Thursday. We're trying to do it at Thursdays, but last Thursday didn't work, so we moved it to Saturday. But we went to this really good seafood restaurant and had some yummy seafood, so that was great. And then we just drove around and did our CD experiment again. If you've listened to prior episodes, we bought a box of 100 CDs from Second and Charles, used CDs, and we just blindly took out like 20 of them, like one at a time, and put them in a CD player and try to guess if we knew who it was. The first round, we had a few cool ones like Janet Jackson and the Kinks and Barry Manilow. I don't know, it was just like some fun ones. And then this time around, we got the Black Crowes, which I didn't know who they were, but I recognized like half the songs. I was like, oh my God. Natalie and Bruglia. Was this one Counting Crows this time, or was that the last time? That might have been the last time. No, the last time was Counting Crows. Lots of crows. What was another good one this time around? We had a lot of country ones this time, which we don't care for country. We had a lot of classical, which I do, like Brahms. It's kind of fun. And some jazz. Miles Davis, so that was a fun one. We didn't know who it was, but we recognized the song. We're like, oh, this is some famous jazz person. And they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then one that was who was it? It was one we were really excited about, but I think Hootie and the Blowfish. That one was fun, but I think we already have that one. I don't remember now, but that's been fun. So we made it through another 20. So we've 40 CDs down, 60 to go. So this Thursday we're doing an at-home date. So I am cooking dinner. So I will feed the kids something else and then send them upstairs to watch TV, and we're gonna have dinner. And I haven't figured out an activity, but I'm making the Canadian snack food poutine, however you'd like to pronounce it, wherever parts of Canada you're from. And it is basic. I'm Americanizing it. Obviously, I'm just using frozen French fries and brown gravy and cheese curds. So I'm super excited for that. That's our appetizer. And then for our main course, we're making chicken fajitas. So it's super easy. Peppers, onions, chicken, fajita sauce, fajita powder. And then I bought this banana dump cake thing at Meijer for dessert. So, and the kids get to have some of the dessert. So that is our date night plan for tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited about food. And that's it. I'm going to stop jabbering. So I will be back in the next day or two with another clip or two of whatever I am up to. And we'll go from there. See ya in the next clip. Hey guys, it's Friday. So when did I record? Tuesday, I think. It's been a week. They've all been weeks, right? That's my excuse for everything. Oh, it's just been an off week. Like every week's an off week. Anyways, I have gone off the rails. Off the rails completely. So my goal was not to cast on anything else. I did my coasters, which, okay, it's all right. They were quick and I finished. Well, I've embarked on a project that's, it's going to be quick-ish, and it's just kind of, still, I wasn't supposed to cast anything on, but I just had to. But before I get to that, I did get my yarn for my Very Vero, so I will buckle down this weekend, hopefully, and work on that. maybe I'll work on that today for a little bit. So that's good. I did get my other cone of yarn that I was missing from my CSM supplies order. So this is the Lima color. I haven't done anything on the machine, so hopefully this weekend. This weekend's going to be a chill weekend. It's the Super Bowl weekend, which we don't really do anything for. It's the Superb Owl weekend. We will watch the Puppy Bowl on Sunday. But like tomorrow, I don't think today's Friday. Yeah, tomorrow we have no plans. So maybe I'll just lock myself in my craft room and start working on some socks. So I have 3 cones of yarn to play with. Got my Lycra to test out. Get rid of all that garbage. So there's that. Okay, so the project that I have embarked upon is in a large bin. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of all the yarn out. So this is all stash. So this is exciting for me because it's kind of like cleared out my like acrylic stash section. If I should give you a tour of my wall sometime. I probably have before. I don't remember. I gotta clean it up, but I have like acrylic in one section. Kind of overflows a little bit, but then I go in, then it's all, well, I have acrylic everywhere. I should reorganize my yarn wall. But anyways, I have all my fingering, all my sock yarn, it's all kind of categorized, but like I've had this one kind of cubby, 2 cubbies full of just like, it's all been Big Twist and Karen Simply Soft. Honestly, that's what it all is. So I was excited that I actually could like formulate a scrappy project out of all this yarn. So this is all Big Twist yarn, and it is going to be a temperature project, which I've been wanting to do forever. Now it's not a blanket because I didn't really want to do a temperature blanket because like, honestly, they're huge. Like 365 rows of worsted crochet is like really big. I mean, I'm sure you could, there's really no way around of not making it huge. Honestly, it's going to be really wide one way or really long the other way or something, you know, it's going to be big. So I don't want to do that. And that's going to take way too long. Looking for something a little quicker. So someone posted, I think I saw it last year, a temperature snake. And I probably talked about this before. So a temperature snake. And I'm not doing this year because I want to do relevant years, right? So I'm making 3 temperature snakes because, okay, the snake's not going to take up that much yarn anyways. But, but if I do 3, I'll still not use up that much yarn probably, honestly. So I'll still have enough to do other scrappy projects with it. But here is my temperature chart. This is all with Big Twist yarn from Joann. So starting at my warmer, so I have it backwards because just the way I had put it on had formulated that out. Because technically I'm starting in January. So I don't know how I used temperatureblanket.com. It's like temperature-blanket.com. I don't know. I'll put it down below. But when I entered in the colors in there, this is how it came out. So this is what I'm doing. So 12 is like, and the temperature, I don't have the range because I'm just following the chart that just has the number on it. So it's just easier to follow the numbers. So the coldest, obviously, it's like below 0 is white. And then we move up to a light gray. These both have sparkle in it. Then we have a dusty pink. And then this is called eggplant, but it's totally not. So it's like a light purpley pink, teal sparkle. So the one sparkle is in the middle, but that's fine. Navy blue. We have a dark green, a light green, yellow, orange, sparkly red, sparkly burgundy. And this is like over 100 or like 95 to 100 or something. So what this website did is it actually calculated specific ranges. It just like divided, you put in your colors. So I had 12 colors that I wanted to use. It divided that across and I put in the year I wanted the data and it just broke it down for me. So technically it took whatever, because I have 3. I don't know if I said that. Yeah, oh yeah, I did. So I'm doing 3. So 2 of the years have a very similar range. 1 doesn't because it went like that year. It took the highest temperature that year. So which I think happened to be over 100 and then took that as the highest and went down. So I don't know if that makes sense, but basically the temperature ranges are similar, but they're not quite the same. So I'm doing 1 month, 1 snake, 1 month at a time. And I'm doing the years 2008, which is the year Jim and I got married, 2010, which is the year Emily was born, and 2012, which is the year David was born, and then each kid will get their snake when I'm done. They don't know about them. Jim knows, but the kids don't know, so I'm going to try to keep them a surprise. And then, in true cat lady form, I could not just simply pick a high temperature, low temperature method, because why would I make that? Why would I make it so simple? It doesn't make sense. So I live in Michigan. The high temperatures in January, well, so here's the main concern. I don't have the sheet, but when you print out the data, so this is just January, and it gives you high, the location where I live, high, average, low, and then it tells you like precipitation, rain, snow, and sun. So there was 9 hours of sun whatever day. So it gives you all this data, but I'm just using the high, low columns. But when you look, so when I look at this, which one's like crazy? So, so we'll look at, this one's 2010. So some of the lows are like crazy low. And so that's what you think about when you think of like January in Michigan. It's like, whoa, it was like below zero was the low, you know? You don't necessarily think, okay, it was a high of 20, 25. I mean, because that's somewhat average. And then you look at some of the days like, wow, and towards the end of the month, it was 45 degrees. So then you think like, whoa, it was unseasonably warm in January, mid-month. You don't think, okay, it was a low of 22. So it's like just going off the lows, you don't really get the full colorful range. So here was the thing too. So if I went, and then if you just did all the highs, so if you just did, going on a rant here. If I just did all the highs, then I wasn't using all the colors because I wasn't using the bottom colors. I wasn't getting those below because there was never a high of negative whatever. So I wasn't getting the low colors. Where's my little color thing? So it would eliminate like the top two colors or the bottom two colors, whatever. Now, if I just did the lows, then I don't get the fun above 100 colors or the 99, 95 colors. So I eliminate the top two. And it tells you, like it gives this temperature thing when you do the PDF, it tells you, or when you see it, tells you how many colors you use, how many days. So the only way to get all the range is you got to do the lows in the winter months, and then you got to do the highs in the summer. But I took it a step farther than that because, again, you want to kind of like, not that anyone's ever going to know, but it's going to be fun to see like, oh, there's this weird pop of blue in the middle of these winter colors. Because I'm going to get like, so yeah, so we got 11, 12, 10, 9, 11, 12, 10, 11, 9, and then all of a sudden we get like a 7 up in here. You know, an 8 and a 7. So like, it kind of gets the pop, get like a couple 6s in there. So that was 2010, but the other one, crazy one, so the 2008, which will be fun because it'll be my snake, is we had an very unseasonably warm January. So we had like January 6th, it was 54. January 7th, it was 60 degrees. So, but the low was like 30, 37. That one was 52, still pretty high low, but in general, but then like prior to it, like the lows earlier in the month was -6. So it's like, it's going to be a fun range of colors that way. That's what I'm going at, which actually, yeah. So like I'm going to start off with this beginning of like using 4, 5, 7 color on my list. So like it's going to have yellow. I'm going to have yellow, greens and whatever. And then I'm going to go dip back down to my blues and whites. So that's going to just be fun to see like, oh, it was a little bit warmer that year. And what I'm using, and then let's see, 2012 was wild. Yeah, David's is going to be pretty wild too. So there's a lot of really warm days. So it got up to like 55, 49. So there was a lot of unseasonably warm days. And to determine, so I've done that for January. So I'm going to work each snake 1 month. And we'll move to second month. So, and to do this, I am taking the average temperature of the month in Detroit, so the closest major city. So the average high in January was 32. And that's what I'm going off of. So if it's above 32 for the average high, then I use the high temperature. If not, I use the low. So, I mean, again, all of this is just for fun, but it's a way to make it more varied in colors and use all the colors. So that is my plan. And in addition, so I'll show you my first snake that I've started. I'm working one snake at a time, 1 month at a time. So I started with Emily's snake. I don't know, no reason. Did I start with Emily's snake? I think so. Yes. Hers is the most generic because we're using all the lows. Yep, I started with Emily's and then I was going to do David's and then mine. I think that was the order. 10, 12, yeah, okay. So this is what I started for Emily's snake. So there's my snake head. And the head's going to be in a different color, obviously. And then each month is going to be separated by a black bar. So that was the beginning, the black bar. So this is January. So then we'll go, and I got to stuff these today because I got to stuff these before it gets too far down. And my edge is okay. Not too bad. I mean, you can obviously kind of see it little jog a little bit, but not really. So I seal off, or I bind off, whatever. I secure each end before I add the new color. Because most times it's a round. This one was 2 rounds. This one had 3 rounds of the dusty pink, whatever, eggplant. But here, yeah, here's my snake head with his little tail, or tongue. Boy, I can't talk. So that's Emily's, but I went ahead and did all the heads first, just because it's just so it's easy to keep going around on each one. So here's another snake head and another snake head, and they all got their black starting round. Tongues are a little funny. I'd put one of these tongues upside down, so I don't know whose snake that's going to be yet. That's not really noticeable. I might give it to David because he won't notice. And I will. I'll be like, it's upside down. So there's all our snake heads with Emily's body started. And yes, all my yarn is living in this big old bin because that's a lot of yarn in there. And this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous of me to do, but it's been on my list. Free pattern. There's different temperature snake patterns, but I mean, really, the pattern is just the head, because then the rest is. And there's an ending, and so in the pattern, she continues the temperature colors to end. I think I'm going to make the end the same color as the head is my plan. So I'm going to do the whole body, just round, 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 round. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, she started the color round like on an increase row. So like you decreased, and then you increased, and then you did a weird decrease and increase at the end. I didn't quite get it, but I just did it all in the taupe, because it didn't make sense to me. And then I did the black, so then do the colors. And then the ending tail where it gets narrow will be the taupe again. So I'm excited to see how these turn out. But now that I think I've gotten that out of my system as far as like starting the project and having it all organized and my beginning, set up, then, I think one other thing is I'm just doing whatever I want, and that's fine with the temperatures, because like one of these, it was an unseasonably, why did I do that? I'm not sure why. It was 34 degrees, but I decided to go with the low anyways because it was a low of 18. Maybe because it was still pretty low. But technically that should be maybe I will go back and use the high temperature on that one. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did that, actually. Because it's not like super duper low. So that was like right in the middle. It's like 34. It's like pretty close to the average temperature for the high. 18 isn't really that low. It's low, but not crazy low. So I don't know. So I don't know. Again, it's gonna get a little trickier in the spring months where it's like we get that season where it's like a high of 60, but the low is like 2. So like there's like this huge range. Like, okay, well, it is unseasonably warmer, but it's like unseasonably like really low too. So like, which one do you pick? So each month will be. So that's why I'm just like, I print out, and this printout is like really cool though. Data from temperature-blanket.com. And then they pull the weather from meteostat.net. So how accurate is it? I don't know, but it'll give us a general idea. So that is my next crochet adventure. Even though I have like so many other things I want to cast on and I have to finish this, but this is going to be so easy to do. I just need to do it. So maybe I'll work on that today. I don't know if I'm going to get to my sock machine today. I might save that for tomorrow. Other news, we had our in-home date night last night. If I think about it, I'll put in the pictures of the food I took. So I made, and I told you what I was going to make already. I made poutine, the Canadian specialty of crispy fries, gravy, and cheese curds, and it was so good. Jim like loved it. Like, he's not a huge gravy fan, and I've just used brown gravy. Like, it's just generic powdered brown gravy, and I love gravy. I love gravy on everything. And I deep fried some French fries, and I got cheese curds from the store, and oh, it was so good. It was so good. And then I made chicken fajitas. The poutine was our favorite. And apparently, if you say the word poutine in French Canada area, Quebec, whatever, the area that is predominantly French speaking, that word is very similar to the word prostitute. So you should not say poutine. I did some Googling because I was like, I don't think that's how you say it here. But that's how we all say it here, and I think it's wrong. And that is correct. It is wrong. So anyways, moving on. That is your random fact of the day. Chicken fajitas, which again was just chicken, powdered fajita mix, peppers. It was really good. It was really good. And then I bought a banana like scoop cake. It was basically just chunks of cake with whipped frosting and like banana in it. It wasn't that good. It was okay. The whipped frosting was like way too like rich, sweet, and there wasn't enough banana flavor in it. So we ate it, but didn't enjoy my half bottle of Moscato though. That was like really good. So that is the one plus of dinner at home. Is like, you know, when I go out, I'll get a glass of wine because it's like $8 for a glass of wine. It cost me $8 for the bottle, or maybe $9. So when we went out last week, I spent $8 on a glass of Moscato, and it was good. I went to Meijer. I picked up a $9 bottle of Leelanau Cellars Moscato, which is a Michigan wine, which I like supporting local stuff. And yeah, I drank half a bottle of wine, and it was so good. So it was like two full glasses, and so maybe a little over half. I don't know. And it was really tasty and a lot less money, and I can enjoy the rest of it tonight. So I'm excited about that. I shouldn't be excited about wine, but I'm very excited. I also got a bottle of Riesling from the same company, which I believe is a sweeter wine. So, so yes, and then after that we played the Heads Up game, which it's an app on the phone, which I can't show you my phone, but it's like based on the card game that you can buy, but you put something on. I think there's a card game, but I don't know how that would work as well. But it's a guessing game, so you put the thing up. There was a theme, so there was a ton of different decks. So we did 80s, 90s music, everything, but you put it up so you can't see it, and then the person's got to like not Pictionary, what would it be? Charades type thing, except you could talk. Basically, so we did a Disney one, and if the thing said Mickey Mouse on here, he would be like, oh, the famous mouse. And I'd say Mickey Mouse, and then I'd get it right. You turn the phone down, it moves on to the next one, and then it would be like Minnie Mouse, and the person would say, okay, Mickey's sweetheart. Oh, Minnie, and then, okay. And if you don't know it, they'd tell you to pass. You swipe up, and you pass. And it's like 2 minutes or something. So we did that for a good, like, half hour more, maybe longer. So that was fun. And then we watched music videos. We watched a lot of NPR Tiny Desk concert series on YouTube, and a few other music videos and stuff. So that was our fun at-home date night. So I highly recommend at-home date nights if possible. If you have children, it's obviously harder, and we just sent them upstairs with video games, and they left us alone. So that was fun. In other romantic-y news, my husband is the greatest. He's been leaving me little notes, and I've sometimes shared some of them on social media. We've been trying to be like more in tune with our love languages. So I am more acts of service. So I like little things left for me or doing little things for me. So like, oh, he cleaned the bathtub for me so I could take a bath last weekend. So I took a bath with a bath bomb, even though Emily had just taken a shower and used up like all the hot water. So I had a half full bath. So bad planning because I should have waited longer. Anyways, but he did that, and he's been leaving. He obviously secretly bought a box of Valentine cards. So he's been leaving me, let's see which one was first. He's been leaving me little Mandalorian Valentine cards this week. What's that one say? Greatest Valentine in the galaxy. Well, Grogu on it, and then today's was the cutest bounty in the galaxy. And he puts his name on the bag and some else up. So that's in addition to some other notes he's left and some cards he's left me. So it's been very sweet. So it's Friday, so this will be up today, hopefully. And I will hopefully get my notes. It is still only like, it's not even 10 a.m. yet, so I'm still in my pajamas. Just, yeah, I need to do my things I need to do today. Treadmill, piano, and yeah, that's about it, actually. I don't have any errands to run or anything, so that's good. So I will get this uploaded and get my notes uploaded for last week and this week. And I hope everyone enjoys their Super Bowl weekend. We're going to have a bunch of snacks. So I'm going to make a bean dip. I'm going to make little weenies and, what are they called? You take the little smokies, and you wrap them in crescent dough. Pigs in a blanket, that's what they're. And then we have some spinach dip from Trader Joe's, that's really good, and some cheese spread from Trader Joe's, that's really good. So cheese and crackers, chips and dip, and we're gonna watch Puppy Bowl, which is at like 1 o'clock, so not even close to Super Bowl, whatever. We don't even have access to the Super Bowl, like we don't have cable television, we don't have any sports subscriptions or anything, so I don't even know if we can watch it anyways. Emily's got a Scouts thing she's got to do for like an hour that evening. So we're just going to do our thing. So anyways, everyone have a great weekend. Everyone have a fun, safe time if you're out watching sports. And everyone have a good Valentine's Day next week. So, because you won't see me until next Friday. So it's Valentine's Day on Tuesday. We are going to do Mediterranean food. Here I go on a tangent again. I'm sorry. I'm off into my tangents. We're doing Mediterranean, but you'll learn about that next week. So anyways, with that, I am going to sign off and say, have a great week. Hope you get to craft all the things.